Hey folks, Dave here, and something dark side on May the 4th, the whole Star Wars thing. That was fun. Are you a Star Wars guy, Ron?
I mentioned it this morning. Yes, I am.
Okay.
Did you ever 3 movies?
Did you ever see the Family Guy Star Wars stuff?
I think I have it on DVD, to be honest.
They are hilarious. They
Aren't
are. They're absolutely hilarious and hilarious. So, we got a special guest tonight. We're going to bring him up right now.
Nice.
Craig,
Hey,
what's going on, man?
Hey, Craig.
I don't know how special I am, but I'm here. So
You're here. You're always special. So, thanks for coming on tonight. So we have Dave, Ron, and Craig for a little episode tonight. So before we get going, though, Ron, I gotta get the day off the chest like I always do with these shows. Hi, Laura.
Hello, Laura, Bruce,
Sean, and
Steve.
Oh, Laura and Bruce, I set up my 1994 Worcester Ice Cats season. I did. I have the season all set to go, and I'm going to roll the dice and play the season, and I'll let everybody know the results. So I'm excited about it. Oh, look at this! Facebook comments. Facebook comments are now working again.
Oh, that's
so
right.
I didn't. So that's kind of cool. So real quick. So expected a call from the doctor today for my heart. It's only my heart, right? It's no big deal. It's just my heart, right? No big deal, right? So yep. So. Yeah, well, we'll call you in the morning. Oh, no, how about the afternoon? Oh, well, no. So they call me at 5 o'clock to apologize that they didn't call. So, and of course, I miss it. I have the phone all day long, and the phone's in my hand, and I put it down for a second to pee, and they call, right? Right. And so what ends up happening is I call them back. It's like, yeah, it's 5 o'clock. We're closed.
Yeah.
Oh, that's just great. That's just great. So tomorrow I get to have the phone in my hand again all day, which means I can't stream. I can't record anything because I don't want to be interrupted by the doctor because I'll probably have to talk to him for a while. So that was my day. Then she tries to get the vet on the phone, and the vet's, well, we're swamped because of this and that, and we don't know if we can see your dog. So it's like, okay, so I'll just let me just bring my dog in and drop him off, and you can bury him for me because he's gonna die. How about that, right? So it's just so we can't get, I can't get my doctor. I can't get the vet. It's like, at some point I get the virus. At some point we need to start treating people and other things aside from this virus. At some point we need to.
The good thing is the dog doesn't need a cardiologist and you don't need a vet.
Sheep, I don't know what I'm going to do. Maybe I'll take the dog in with me to the doctor,
Also, too, it could be worse. You don't want the doctor to call you urgently and demand to talk to you right this minute. That's kind of a little disturbing too. So
yeah, that would be too. Yeah, it's like
now is this the cardiologist that your chiropractor referred you to, or
no? That cardiologist is out of network, so they want to have someone in network, but I can't get a hold of the guy, so they want to give me an appointment in another week or so. I'm just like, no. If he can't see me before this other one that's out of network, give me the referral for the out of network one. Okay, I'm not. So I get three appointments next week. Cardiologist, this other guy, and then the other one that's out of network. So I get 3 of them next week. But I want to talk to somebody on the phone first so I can figure it all out. You're a cardiac nurse, Mary. What I have is a AFib, a little AFib. So my heart beats and it goes flutters, and it beats and it flutters, and that started in January. That's when we found it. So we're waiting now till May to do something about it. They want to put me on blood thinners and shock my heart. I don't want to do that. I heard there's another procedure we can do. So that's what I need to talk to somebody. But here we are. Anyway, so I can't get the vet on the phone. I can't get the doctor on the phone. Okay. I get my basketball cards in, and they're the old style. And so now I get 2 seasons of old style basketball that I have to now manipulate to play with the new cards, because I like the new cards. So yeah. So that was my day. That was my day. And I like to get that off my chest early, Craig. If you've seen the show, I just have to vent a little bit because it's about me. Just kind of, it's all I do. I have no work. I don't get paid the amount of work. So
you look up Ray Stevens on YouTube and just play, because we can't do this on the stream anymore. I need your help, Barry Manilow.
Yeah. We got in trouble. We played a Floby ad the other day, and we got in trouble. So
I will grab a picture of that cat though. That was the funniest.
That was fun. We had a good time that night. My chiropractor today was watching that, and he said he got a kick out of that. But I told him he got in trouble.
Mr. Mike, hello.
So Craig's with us tonight. So so let's jump right into that. Now that I got the
well, before I forget, because I will.
Right, so, you'll go, Ron.
What night this week, Craig, would you like to play your game?
You tell me. I'm pretty much. We could do it any night.
Well, I'm with tomorrow night. I'm supposed to do the unboxing for the Action PC golf game.
Oh, all right.
Oh, there's a phone number. Write that down for you.
Yeah,
Mr. Gardner.
Yeah, cardio version, then an ablation. Okay, I'm supposed to talk to somebody in my network. Yeah, what was that? An electro? Yes, yeah, that's what I'm talking to an electrophysiologist tomorrow. I heard it does work like a sham. I do.
So okay, Wednesday or Thursday, you pick.
Let's do Wednesday.
What time?
What works for you? Like maybe 8 o'clock, or you want to later or earlier?
I can do it when we're done here. So we're going to be trying to be done between 7:30 and 8. So Eastern.
Okay, so let's do it 8 Eastern.
8 Eastern. That sounds good.
Yeah, if you move it, we can move if we need to. It's just me, so it's not a big deal.
So there you go. Do you need to know who I'm going to play?
Awesome. Yeah, you can tell me now, or you can tell me then.
I'm going to do the 86 Red Sox, so you can pick appropriate.
That doesn't shock me one freaking bit.
Hey, someone in the chat was wondering, called Al his favorite Red Sox fan. I said, excuse me.
Well,
I thought you were a Yankee fan. All right. So, so Wednesday night, 8 Eastern.
Yeah.
Now we're going to play All-Star Lineup Baseball with Mr. Wessel.
Yes, sir.
Right. And right after tonight's show, over on Twitch, Ron's going to do a.
We're going to pay tribute to Don Shula.
He's going to do a football game
at the age of 90, and so we're going to do Super Bowl 7 between the Dolphins and the Redskins tonight at around 7:45.
Yep. So make sure that if you want to check out that, that's why we're going to cut it a little short tonight instead of we're going to keep it right at an hour or less so Ron can go set up his game and do the football there. But we brought on Craig tonight to talk about one of his projects he has going on in the community. So Craig, why don't you tell us a little bit about what you got happening here?
Yeah, that's what happens when you leave me sitting around the house with nothing to do. I get bored and start making stuff. So, this is just something I came up with. I'm one of these people that I like journals. I like to write in journals. I keep notes like all day. And I came across a journal that I loved a while back. It's I like the graph paper style journals, if you can see, right?
Mm-hmm.
Plain graph paper pages, just a nice hardcover journal, and love it. My thought was, that's awesome. And I thought with baseball, this is before the coronavirus hit us all, but I thought with baseball season coming up, I'm going to want to score some baseball games when I go to the games. And my family's had, a half season for a lot of years. So I go to a fair amount of games. And
so isn't that like a quarter?
Yeah, whatever. Maybe half of the half. So
yeah. We call that 20, but okay.
Yeah, there you go. But anyway, it was go see Ranger games and all that good stuff, ready for the season. Well, we're not going to have the season, but I thought I keep notes in this thing every day, all the things I do. And I thought it'd be great to take the same thing to the baseball game and score a baseball game in it. But I'd have to draw the grid every time. I'd have to make up my own, sections, all that stuff. So wouldn't it be cool if I had a high quality journal that was also doubles as a baseball scorebook? I could use it for either thing. I could take notes in it, or I could do it as a scorebook. So kind of mess around with it. And that's what I put together. And that's what I ended up with, what I'm calling the Diamond Journal.
That's right.
It's just a small 5.5 by, I'm going to get it on camera here, 5.5 by 8.5 journal. And what's cool about it is, and there's images on my website. I'm not going to, it's hard to show it on camera altogether, but there's a little bit of front matter, a little note from me. And then for people who don't score, tells you how to score a baseball game.
Nice.
But every other page in here has a watermark of baseball scorebook. All right. So that when you write on it, like a journal, let me get to my pages here. I've been using them to score a lot of games here. So when you write on it like a journal, it doesn't interfere. It's not so dark that it interferes with your writing.
Okay.
But when you turn it sideways,
Oh, very nice.
They can score on it. So it's got room for 11 innings. Actually, you can make it go out to about 13 innings if you need to use the extra space out here at the tail end, which I ended up doing quite a bit. I did one the other night that was a 13 inning game. I had to actually add another page, right?
Mm-hmm.
But basically, this is what's cool about this is I'm scoring right now the 2010 Rangers season when they went to the World Series for the first time and got beaten by the far superior Giants. I don't talk about 2011 World Series at all.
I wouldn't.
It's not something I want to discuss. But for 2010, this will hold 81 games, so it's half a season. So I'm going to go through here, and when I'm done, I'm going to put a nice clear label on the spine that says 2010 Rangers, Volume 1.
Nice.
And then Volume 2 will be the next half of it.
Big clue, this is something that he's making and is offering on a Kickstarter.
I am. I'm doing a Kickstarter that I'm actually kicking off on May the 15th.
Okay.
So the page is already up and everything, but I'm kicking it off on May the 15th and would love everybody's support. It's just something cool. I think that a lot of baseball fans would love. A lot of people who want to give gifts to baseball fans would love probably. But it's just a cool baseball-themed journal that you can also use to score baseball games. That's pretty much it.
Awesome.
Yeah, pretty simple. But I love the way it came out. It came out exactly the way. The binding in it is a lay flat binding. You can't really tell from here, but it's Swiss sewn, which means they take the pages and they group them together.
Oh, nice.
Sew them in so that every page lays flat. So that it's a much better binding than you get, for a perfect bound or something like that. So there's the link for the Kickstarter, and I've got it up on if you could also go to my website, which is barstoolgames.net, and under the Diamond Journal, you'll find that same link that he's got up there right now. That's it.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, I figured it's something I wanted to do. So, if everybody else wants it, that's great. If we get enough together, then we'll get it printed.
So what's your goals for this as far as the Kickstarter is concerned?
It's 17,500.
Okay. And that
which gets us, which is 500 copies basically.
Okay.
But I picked that level because that's where the price break makes sense from the printer.
And you got someone from the Dallas area making that, printing that?
Actually, no, out of Ohio.
Oh.
I would get them made out of China.
Yeah, well, I don't want to, get
Wrong
anything.
kind of bats.
We got enough crap from China right now.
Man, Gardner, I don't know about you.
So how many games fit in one book?
81. So it's 162 pages. So the whole half season, or all the home games.
Okay.
So if you're gonna do a full season, but it's great for tabletop if you're doing a project where you're doing whatever, you can keep them in a volume, and that way you've got it forever. So, because I mean, every scorebook I've got has been trashed, right? The cheap spiral bindings fall apart, all that kind of.
Oh yeah, you get them at the sporting goods store,
Yeah, or you lose the scorecards from the games or whatever. So now, and I'm having fun going back through on YouTube, going back and scoring this season. It's fun, and I'll have a record of it.
Is every Rangers game from that year on YouTube?
Most of them. There are a few that aren't, but if you go there, somebody posted somewhere on Reddit a way to search for ball games, and it's basically the format is like for this one I'm doing right now. It's Tex at Tor, so it's Texas at Toronto, but it's TEX at TOR May 15, 2010, and that'll pull it up. It'll either be there or not.
Okay.
But, I haven't found any. The only ones that I see the off days don't show up, obviously, but there've been a few early that I missed, but I think most of them are on YouTube from like 2009 forward.
Yeah, they would archive them and hide them.
Yeah. So if you know how to search for them, you can find anything from 2009 up. I wish I could find them from 25 forward, but
no. But if you'd like to, you can go back to 61, the inaugural year in Washington.
Yep. Well, there's radio. There are also radio broadcasts online.
There are quite a few.
Yeah, that are just awesome.
Larry asks whereabouts in Ohio. We have a number of people from Ohio that actually watch the show.
Hang on, I can tell you. And I may be lying to you. Let me find out for sure if I was right. I'm pretty
And
sure.
MLB has their vault available for a bit longer for free if you need to check the missing games there.
It's Book Factory is the name of the company. They're
Okay.
fantastic. Where's Felicia's email? Felicia.
Don't forget to tell Felicia bye. Bye, Felicia.
Felicia, let's see, Book Factory. I got another website and look. But I do want to tell you guys, since you have people on here.
About why he's doing that, Kurt Berglund, by the way, is going to do the Matt Keogh tribute game. And we talked about a game to pick, and I believe there was one game that he went all 14 innings in 1980. He had game score 93.
Wow.
So I think that's what hopefully for Kurt, it's not 14 innings, but
they are in lovely, scenic Dayton, Ohio.
Ah,
Okay.
Yes, they are
Go
over
visit
on Edward C. Moses Boulevard. So,
Oh, nice.
go visit Wright Patterson, then go pick up a book.
there you go. There you go.
go.
But I should have the Kickstarter is only running 30 days, so May 15th. We have till June 15th to crank these out and get enough pledges to do it, and then they should ship within 3. Well, I get the money from Kickstarter, and then there's 3 weeks after that they'll ship. So August probably, about the time we start baseball again for this year.
There you go. Big Clue asked, do Texas fans, and I guess you qualify as one, have much sentimentality for those pre-Texas teams? So Bob Shorts and
not really. I mean, not overly.
Outside of Toby Hara.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, once they came to Texas, that's what I would guarantee you. Embarrassingly, there are probably a fair amount of Texas fans who don't even know anything about those teams. When
was the first Ranger game that you went to?
Well, see, I didn't get down here until I got married. I married a Texas girl who's from here.
Okay.
And so I got down here in '88.
Okay.
So I was heckling Pete Incaviglia from the left field bleacher from the cheap seats back then.
In the old park.
Yep. Steve Buechele was my
no shade.
Yep. Oh, no shade at all. Oh,
Dave, it was a converted minor league park that they just kind of enclosed it, and Texas in the heat. Oh.
Yeah, but everything in Texas is bigger, so it was probably a big park.
No, the bleachers were metal bleachers. So
it's like Schaefer Stadium, except for in Texas instead of
Schaefer Stadium, yeah.
But it was kind of okay because there were women sunbathing and all kinds of stuff going out in the cheap seats out there. So
who'd you grow up rooting for?
Grew up in Kansas City. I grew up in Oklahoma.
Okay.
So I was a Royals fan back in the day. But once I got down here, when you're actually going to go to the games and everything, I got into the Rangers, and that's where I'm at.
You looking forward to the new place?
Yeah, I mean, I've my background again. I've got on Zoom is the new ballpark, which is just inside is phenomenal. The nickname of the outside is the Shed. It looks like somebody's warehouse somewhere when they have the roof closed. It's probably one of the ugliest exteriors for a ballpark compared to the old ballpark, which is one of the prettiest ones that I've seen. Yeah. But yeah, I'm still excited. I mean, it's baseball. I mean, I want to go see him play.
Oh, David, boy, God, baseball doubles has been corrupted and gone to England, I think. Hopefully, Printer on Ed Moses Drive doesn't put any hurdles in the way of Craig's project.
Yeah.
Okay, he gets a rim shot for that.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means, but okay.
Edwin Moses is the greatest hurdler in history. He went 14 years without losing a race, won several gold medals, and I believe he won in 76, 84, and 88. And so he's well deserving of having his own street in Dayton, Ohio. And
okay, that's what the connection is. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
we do have some controversy down here, though.
Okay.
Even though the roof does retract and there's going to be air conditioning, which is just phenomenal down here, they decided to go with turf instead of art.
Yeah, I saw that. Although it does kind of look like grass.
It's the newest iteration of what the Diamondbacks had last year. They got it new last year. We got the newest version of this year. And, of course, it has the, coconut pellets or dirt or whatever.
Oh, yeah, the little rubbery things there. Yeah.
I think it's all in your shoes and you take home with you everywhere. Yeah. So, I don't know. The only thing that I see, it looks to me like I thought they'd do a dirt warning track, but they didn't. I'd hate to be an outfielder without a dirt warning track. having
Oh,
to just know where you're at with.
right. I hate those college fields where the only parts of dirt in there are the sliding pits.
Yeah,
Yeah, that stinks.
it's got a dirt infield. It looks really good, but I think they went with that track.
So why didn't they do the roof thing in '95 when they opened up the park that they just moved out of?
Well, there was no roof on the old stadium, as you know.
Right. Yes. Yeah.
And I think they figured, well, we're in Texas, everybody's used to it. We'll just, and there was more shade in the new park than in the old.
That's true. Well, there was no shade in the old park, so it is AstroTurf. It's kind of what's the brand name? It's not. Is it Field Turf or?
It's the newest one. You would ask me. I can't remember right now, but
Okay. Not that big of a deal.
When I get out of high school, me and a buddy were trying to come up with an AstroTurf that you actually had to mow. And it never went anywhere, but
that would be the AstroTurf shop, right?
But I mean, that'd be kind of cool. Just go out there mowing the AstroTurf. I don't know,
like a plastic mower that makes it lay down, or
I don't know. We were trying to get the AstroTurf to grow.
The Twins had that at the Metrodome. There were always patterns mowed into their turf. If you remember,
it was carpet.
Yeah, and it's not that crap they had in Tampa Bay either. So you're not that far off the mark there, Gardner.
You know what? In Foxborough State, Schaefer Stadium, that the Patriots played on. Do you know what they played on?
Cement.
There's no padding stuff.
Close. What do you think it was called? This is not a joke. This is a true story.
Oh, Tartan Turf, wasn't it?
Nope.
What?
It was called Super Turf.
Super Turf.
And it's the only team I know that was on it. It was AstroTurf, but it was called Super Turf. Now, I don't know what made it super.
Oxymoron, if I ever heard one.
I don't know if there was a pad underneath or not, but it was on cement. So, yeah, so when you played on that, you hit the ground. It was cement. It was just, but yeah, it was called Super Turf. I don't know.
Why it's called AstroTurf. I mean,
Skydome was retractable. That was the first one. And Apachata brought up the line. I was going to use the old Richie Allen line. If I can't smoke it, I don't want to play on it.
Yeah. Well, they it's so funny though. The players are like that jury's out on it, but they played it in Arizona and they talk about how it was, and they're going to give it a shot, and they've been told obviously not to complain. I would imagine, but I saw it not all that long ago, and I don't know if it was a Godzilla movie or what it was, but it had like Rodan and the flying pterodactyls in there. It was a Japanese movie, and they lured them into a baseball stadium and closed the dome.
Oh,
yeah. And who was in it? Who was the Yankees? The famous Yankees from Japan.
Oh, Matsui, Hideki Matsui.
Matsui was in it. He was on a bald field, and he was playing with the kids. Godzilla. And he looked up and he saw the things flying, and so Matsui was in that movie. And but they lured the birds into the stadium and then closed the dome on them. That was kind of, and one got out though. They couldn't get them all. One did slip out, but they tried to get him in there and close the dome on him. So that was in Japan. So I know that there's at least one dome stadium in Japan.
There's a lot
of the turf is from Shaw Sports. It's called their B1K, which is batting 1,000 turf.
Okay.
So
super
coconut shells, sand is the infill. The ball's supposed to bounce truer. The Rangers will pick up, a lot of extra RBIs because of it, and who knows.
I miss those old National League parks, Cincinnati, St. Louis.
You're the only one.
I love those, but just because it was just, being out in Boston in the 70s and 80s, all you saw was Boston, Detroit, Cleveland, New York. That's all you ever saw, right? It was all grass stadiums. So when Joe Garagiola come on with a game of the week, it was, the old San Francisco or and it was all the artificial, and it was just so boring and dull and 70s and 80s looking. It was like, I miss that. That was just from the time. I miss that old, and so when I play ball now, if I get a chance, I always put on the old field just to get that, the old AstroTurf for the sliding pits and nothing else, and just the infield was just with an etch a sketch on. It's like I miss that. I do.
You're the only one. Appachatter brings up the good point. It was 140 in those day games because you could fry an egg on there. When NBC would have a game in St. Louis in the summertime, the first time they brought their cameras through, they popped them because it got so hot. It literally popped the lenses and melted things. And so they literally had to pack their cameras in dry ice. How you doing, Roger?
Hey, Roger.
Dry ice.
Roger was the first person to play All-Star lineup baseball over Zoom. So,
nice.
Oh, Mark Forsberg says the infield in Arizona dirt part is in grounded coconut shells. That's where you got the coconut thing.
Yeah.
Now, what if you're allergic to coconut and you slide into second base
problem.
and you start scratching yourself? Like, man, I'm so itchy. I get this rash.
So, Dave, you put the lime in the coconut.
Oh, then you would shake it all up?
Yes.
Yeah, and grind it up and put it on the infield.
So, for those who may not know about All-Star lineup baseball, why don't you talk about that for a couple of minutes?
Oh, yeah. I'm still doing that, I guess, aren't I?
Yeah, you are. If we're doing a video about it, I guess you still are.
It's a tabletop baseball game I created in 2017 now. I guess it's been, wow, that's 3 years almost. But it's a little different. I mean, it focuses on the pitcher-batter interaction, and it's I made it because I wanted a game where I didn't have to look up charts and tables, and everything was out on the tabletop. There I am. Showing, that's an old video.
An older video, yeah.
Yeah, that's showing the
gives you an idea on the game, though.
The parts I no longer make. But no, that's basically it. I mean, all the colors, all the data that you need to play the games on the card, you just base your roll and modify your rolls based on the stats that are shown on the cards.
Nice.
That's pretty much it. Still doing okay. I mean, I think everyone's kind of hunkered down right now, digging all of the old stuff and not spending a lot of extra money. But it's really done. I've been pleasantly surprised with how well it's done because it was never my intent to do more than, beer money with it. I mean, I did it because, like this book, I did it because I wanted to do it. But I've really appreciated everybody's support, and it's doing well.
Nice. So here's the new one. I just found the new one that you have here. So that looks like that's the new one.
I shrunk the playmat down. A lot of people didn't really want the big playmat. And I can ship it in a smaller box, which saves money. I was able to drop the cost a little bit. So, yeah.
You got a testimonial from a customer, as a matter of fact, on the screen. And Mr. Moy.
That's right.
Yeah. So, yeah. All right. So we got to make the hockey fan happy. Are you a Dallas Stars fan?
Yeah. When I watch, I mean, come on. Texas and hockey, we're kind of like, if we're winning, we're huge hockey fans. I mean, we're obnoxiously horrible hockey fans. I mean, it's most of the time we're like, eh. But if the Stars are playing good, oh yeah, we're great. We're into it like that. So
Mike Modano is still a hero.
He is a hero. He will always be a hero.
And Brett Hull, they don't care about what happened in that game. He won you a cup.
No,
all right.
We enjoy Minnesota's cup that we have down here. So at least I admit it.
So you stole a team from Washington and you stole the team from Minnesota. At least the Cowboys are your own. And you threw out Kansas City. So
such as they are. But,
so what website again for?
It's go to barstoolgames.net and look for the Diamond Journal at the top.
And the All-Star lineup baseball too.
Yeah, and you can find the link for this and the Kickstarter pre-launch page is up, but you can go on there and click a link to be notified when it goes live on the 15th. I would appreciate it.
And you have to have 500?
Yeah, 500 copies is what I'm shooting for, which is 17.5. So we'll get there. I think there's enough interest, enough people out there that we can do it.
And here's the All-Star lineup.
Yeah, at the top where it says Diamond Journal up there.
Okay.
Yep.
It sounds like this would also be perfect for if you were to do like a single player replay or a pitcher's replay or something like that, where you could do, if you were the Sandy Koufax thing, you could do a couple seasons. That's what I'm going to go back and do. Special moments from the Rangers. You can do it for any team, though. For me, right. Rangers. But games that were memorable. Every time we beat the Yankees, for instance, just every time we defeated the Yankees, I'm going to go do all this. Dave, you could do the Cleveland Spiders wins and have 60 pages left over.
I could. I got to get back to my spiders. I'm working on a new sponsor for my spiders.
What's the matter with Uncle Ron Snake Oil?
Yeah, Craig. What I do, Craig, I don't know if you've seen it on my channel. I've been playing the
Yes.
$18.99 Cleveland Spiders,
Yeah.
and I started to come up with. I looked up these old ads, so I have these fake sponsors for the spiders, and one of them is Uncle Ron Snake Oil. So,
Yeah.
So we have fun time with that.
25 cents for an 8-ounce bottle, and the family size quart is 79 cents.
Kids will sleep all night long.
You need to kick Sports Time Machine off your channel right now. He's talking about 2011 World Series.
Oh.
You must be a Cardinals fan.
No, he's a Yankee fan. So David Freese is not welcome in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, then?
No. Oh, no.
Just like Bucky Dent is not welcome in New England.
We still boo Nelson Cruz, and he was on our team.
Yeah, well, you should boo Nelson Cruz. I felt for you now that we brought that up, because in '86 we went through it once.
Yeah.
And then to have it happen the second time, like, oh.
And Feliz was pretty much done after that. He really couldn't pitch the way he used to.
That's such an emotional meltdown.
Yeah, got in his head. One strike away, twice.
The only Ranger I know was Roy Smalley. Is he a Ranger?
No.
Okay, then Fergie Jenkins?
Yes.
He was.
Okay. I'm thinking back to my old baseball card. I thought Roy Smalley was.
Almost everyone has been a Ranger at some point or other, but typically they're a Ranger when they're no good and then go on to be good.
Oh, like the Boston Bruins. Yeah.
It's like the New York Rangers.
No, for example, we traded for Harold Baines, but we gave him the Cubs Sosa and Wilson Alvarez.
You mean the White Sox?
No, White Sox, sorry. For Baines, who at that point we thought he was going to was done, basically. I mean, but Sosa at that time was, okay. Alvarez had an ERA of infinity when he left Texas. He didn't finish an inning here.
Texas was a strikeaway twice.
Yeah.
Who did they play? Who'd you beat in to get to the World Series?
Who'd we beat?
Who'd you beat?
Yankees. Yankees first time, and the Rays. All right.
The ALCS?
No, Yankees the first time, and then I should remember that.
Who did Texas play in the World
2010
Series?
was Yankees because that was huge, and it was the Rays, I think, in 11.
Okay,
I think. I'll double check.
Who'd they play?
They
in the finals.
They lost to in 10. They lost to San Francisco.
Yeah.
And 11, they lost to St. Louis. And honestly, Craig doesn't want to hear this, but one of the best Game 6s of all time.
Oh, it was. I'll admit that. It was.
They went back to back in the World Series.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, 2 years in a row.
In fact, my wife watched the 11th inning of Game 6 of that World Series, and she never watches. If it's the bottom of the ninth or the last for the Red Sox, she'll watch that. But and the Cubs, we watched the end of that World Series. But it's like when she kept hearing me going, "Oh my God, I can't believe all this stuff."
No, it was the Tigers in 2011. Sorry, can't believe I forgot. That was a good Tigers team too.
So,
but yeah, no, it's one of those things. In 2010, the Rangers should have been just happy to be there. The Giants. That's when Lincecum was Wild Thing. He was just unfreaking beatable. We had Cliff Lee. Picking up Cliff Lee from Seattle helped us get there. Without him, we don't get there. And then that was we just didn't have enough other pitching to get us through the whole thing. I mean, ridiculous. But 2011, we had the pitching. We were there. It's just, I would imagine being a St. Louis fan that year was the best thing ever.
ID Jester reminds us of that an awful lot.
Yeah, I'm sure. But, well, I appreciate you guys having me on. I know you got other stuff to get to, but
thanks for coming on. Yeah, because we wanted to talk about that, and also on a baseball and the new notebook you're coming out there, the Diamond Journal.
Yeah,
so that's kind of cool. So that's kind of neat.
Yeah,
so,
and we'll run on. We'll play Wednesday night.
Wednesday night sounds awesome.
We'll hook it up.
Cool. All right, Craig, thanks for coming on tonight.
All right, guys.
And we'll be in
you.
touch. Thank you so much.
See you, everybody.
All right,
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Dallas is actually a pretty good sports town.
Yeah, it is actually.
You know,
So-
the Mavs are a unique team, and the Stars, you know, have really made a name for themselves down there too. So
Yeah. Also, it's a fun game. I played it a couple times. Yeah,
Yep.
I set up a game a couple months ago. Like I cut out the teams. I think it was Boston, Kansas City from 1980, and it's still sitting upstairs ready to go. I just haven't played it yet. It's a different game. Also,
Yeah.
lineup baseball is a different game. It's I think it's kind of a 50-50 game, maybe kind of sort of. give or take.
you know, with a couple of wrinkles thrown in, so you don't
Yeah.
always,
What I like is the cards are small. They all fit in a nice. The footprint's really small when you play that game, and you can roll the dice. And the best thing about the game is he's got these little chips. They're like size of nickel, and they're 1, 2, and 3. So you have all the cards laying down on the table in front of you. And if a guy's on base, you put a 1 on them, so you know he's on first base. So you never ever have to wonder, oh man, who's on base? If you get something happens, you get called away from your game. Those little numbers there are key. He's got a couple of fun things. And that mat he's got is
the
good
play
too.
mat is great. It's also a nice game to introduce a kid to cards and
Yeah.
dice gaming. So, absolutely. So, yeah, so that's fun. So I'm looking forward to that.
So yeah, it's good to have Craig on. We've been talking to him for a few days now, trying to get him on. So
He was an early guest on Digital Dice too.
yeah, he was I think he was one of our first, if not our first guest on the Digital
Yep.
Dice podcast. Yep. And we talked about a bunch of different things. We talked about his game, but we also talked about some baseball in general and cards and dice fun and the whole bit. So yeah, but I got my basketball game in. Holy cow. So now I got to figure out I got to come up with some custom charts so I can play the game, because I have 2 old seasons now that aren't compatible. So I got 2 strat basketball seasons that are not compatible with the new game, and the old game is unplayable. I'll just say it that way. When I read the directions and I saw what you need to do, for me, it's unplayable, because you got to put guys on the inside, on the outside, and double team and this and that. And it's like, no, I'm not doing that. When I played the modern basketball game, it was fast action and it flowed, and I had a lot of fun. And when I read the directions and tried to play it the old way, it was not fun. Not fun at all. It's like, nope, ain't going to do it. Sorry. So I'm going to have to somehow modify some charts or some dice rolls so I can play the old seasons,
Big clue, it's not related to any other game. It's all-star lineup baseball instead of all-star baseball. So what was the other thing that I saw that I was going to talk about? I forgot. Oh, Mark Moe, golf. Usually he sends out an email when the link goes live. But if you check about 6 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow night and check your order, you'll see that it goes from a Golf 2020 TXT to an executable. And
Yeah, check go log into their website and go into your account and go into your orders.
And so that's what we'll do. And yeah, a good card and dice basketball game is hard to find.
The new strat plays well.
Yeah, you like that.
I like the new strat, but I don't like the new teams. So
Right.
I ordered some older teams, and some people gave me a couple of pretty good deals on some older teams, one from 75 and one from 80, but it's the old style cards. And I tried to play it, and I couldn't play it. The old one couldn't play it. I tried Status Pro. Well, I haven't tried Status Pro, but I watch people play Status Pro. It felt like whack-a-mole. That's what I call those.
Make any decisions.
Yeah, that's what I call those games. And sometimes I enjoy, like, shootouts, whack-a-mole, but you still roll dice if you want to, and I like that, and it's hockey and it flows for me. The basketball, I don't know. I watched somebody play it, and
I
I
think
didn't
that
like
you're
it.
going to love regular season basketball the most because it is a shootout style game. It's a
Yeah.
highlight driven game. You can get stats if you want.
Yep, I like that. But if I want to,
Thanks,
sometimes when I played the Ron's rugby video was pretty good. Yeah, I mean, I have the Status Pro hockey, and it's okay. it's okay, but I keep coming back to Stratomatic because I just liked I like all the Stratomatic games. I like the basic baseball, like the basic basketball, the newer one, and the hockey. And now I'm on advanced, and I just like how they play. I'm used to how they do it with the cards, and they have the team defense sometimes, and it just I just like how they do that. And say what you want about the company, and the seasons cost too much if they're not on sale. You can call it what you want, but I mean, that game, I get more enjoyment out of that. And I've tried a bunch of games, the different basketball and hockey games, and I'm not talking the quick play stuff. I'm talking the longer play stuff.
Right.
The strat. If I have a choice on a quick play hockey game, there's a couple that I like. The Kill the Power Play I really enjoy. The Downey's Final Score I really enjoy. The new Mike Seelock game. The downtime hockey that just come out the other day.
Talk about that, because I don't know if we talked about last night what you were doing, you would wanted to do, but you did it. And so talk about that.
Yeah. So what I did is
and I should do that since you did that season, I should do the Red Wings from my hometown of Glens Falls.
Oh, there you go. So yeah, so a couple of things. So what I ended up doing is, let me see if I can share this here. Is he put out this game, Downtime Hockey, and he included minor leagues only. It wasn't NHL, but he included a formula. Okay. And the formula allows you to create teams. So what I did is this right here. If we can see that, is I created the American Hockey League 1994-95. I don't know if I can zoom that up a little bit here. So we'll go in 135. So what I did is I wanted to play the Worcester Ice Cats. That was their inaugural season. You can see they were 24, 45, and 11. But it gave you the formula to create team cards for each team. And so what these numbers are here, if you look at Worcester, how it says 666 plus 1 and 0, what I did is I used his formula to determine the dice rolls for each period. So that's 6 rolls in the first, 6 rolls in the second, 6 rolls in the third, if you follow that. The +1 was the defense, means their defense wasn't good. So I give a +1 to the other team, and 0 is their home ice advantage. If I go to the Hershey Bears right next to it, their results turned out to be 7, 7, and 7. So if they played Worcester, they'd get 1 extra dice roll in each period to try to score a goal, hence the advantage. So that's how it worked. And then if I go to, I don't know if that's appearing at all. No, I'm still on the other side. So let me stop sharing and show you the other screen. So what I did is...
No big clue. I'm from Glens Falls, New York. So Adirondack Red Wings.
So what I did is I created the Ice Cats season. I found a website that had the season. So on the left-hand side, I copied the season. And then on the right-hand side, I set it up so I can play each game. So I have the Ice Cats there with the 666. So that's their roll. So I would roll 6 dice in the first, 6 in the second, 6 in the third, like we talked about. They're playing in Springfield, so I have home and away. So every time they're away, I put them in the blue, and then when they're home, I put them in the silver. And so Springfield, they get 6 rolls, 7 rolls, and 7 rolls. And then you factor in the defense in the home. But so I could play each game right here and compare it to the result. And what I did is I put a couple asterisks for the games I know I went to. Like I know I went to this Providence game that was a 5-2 win. I think I went to that one. I went to another game here. One of these games here, I think I went to, and I don't know. I went to one game and they lost. I forget what it was, but I'm pretty sure I went to that 5-2 win. And there's a couple others that I went to. I went to one on the road too. If I scroll down,
you went to Hershey.
Yep. So I put that one in. So I think there was a 5-3 win here at Portland that I went to. I was on the road, and then the last one, I don't remember them winning that game in Hershey though. That's the weird thing, is it says they won 3-2. I don't remember them winning that game, but whatever. They might have, because maybe Hershey wasn't that good, so they might have tanked it.
I find it funny that the Devils Farm Club the rolls are 6-6-6.
There's a few that are 6-6-6. Yeah, was that the what team was that? The Albany
River Rats, which were the Devils.
Yeah. Then they became the Albany Devils, or the Utica Devils. I think it was the Utica Devils for a while.
Back when the AHL played in small markets as opposed to big cities.
I guess if you wanted to make the coaching decisions, that would be the decisions in Status Pro is putting guys in and creating the line. Like if you're playing hockey, creating the lines and the whole bit. So yeah, it's not like there's no decision, but also you're getting your Strat basketball Thursday. That's kind of cool.
What season, Mike?
Do I like Strat gameplay better than action? Well, they're two different games. I like the Strat basketball cards and dice. That's fun. The Strat PC game is it's fun. The Strat PC game is fun. It's a cards and dice game. I think I might like the Action PC basketball a little bit better because I have a lot more decisions to make. But if I want to kick back and just watch the dice roll and just watch the game play out with a little bit more animation, then I'll play the Strat PC game. And Strat PC game takes a lot longer to play. I got the Action PC playing pretty quick. Stratomatic PC basketball takes a little bit longer to play, if you will.
Yep, the Troy Haymakers, which became the New York Giants. Don't tell that to Lorenzo, okay? I get enough without that. I played a derivative called Above the Rim, which was actually created by the guy who created Second and 10 football or First and 10 football, and I enjoyed it. And for me, basketball is the perfect game for a fast action card.
Oh, it is. The Strat, when I got the new Strat in that Andrew sent me and I played that, it was holy cow. It was like flip. Okay, you roll the dice for the jump ball. Then it's like flip to see who has it. Flip to see who he passes to, and then what happens? Does he shoot? Does he pass? Whatever. You check a card real quick. Shot goes in, or it's a steal, or whatever. Okay, then what happens? You flip for the rebound. You check for the rebound. You flip to see what happens. After a score. And it moves. I got it to move pretty quick, and that's why I was kind of bummed when I got the cards in from the older seasons that they weren't compatible.
Yeah, because so
I'm gonna have to do something. So
he's asking about hockey.
Oh, Strat. Kind of the same thing. When it comes to the Stratomatic hockey game, I can follow it better than the basketball because I know more about hockey and I know more about the hockey game. So I have it slow so I can read what's happening. So it basically flips the card and it says, okay, it's stolen by the other team. So now it flips the card for the other team. And then you read what happens, and it's okay. Now it's a pass to this guy. What do you want to do? Do you want to, penetrate to the inside? Do you want to take the outside shot? So there's a lot of decisions in the Strat hockey that's kind of fun, but there's a lot of reading that goes on in the game, and there's very little animation. So that's a very enjoyable game by yourself. And I've streamed it a few times, and it's tough because there's a lot of text you have to read. So it's not a fun game to watch somebody play. Action PC, you get the big rink. It's set up. You see the players moving around a little bit. There's some text action, but you get the big rink. You get the big logos there. You actually see the shot on net, and you see the team setting up. The visuals are a lot better, and I think there's a few more decisions in Action PC. I think there is. With basketball, there's a lot more decisions.
Because you set up for every shot in there. Yeah. I got mine on the 29th, and so I did a little shopping today. I picked up because I will be restarting that project somewhat soon. I filled all my holes for the AFL, Dave. So I have all 10 seasons of the American Football League from 60 to 69. I picked up a couple original 6 hockey seasons because they were only like $5.45 or whatever.
Yeah.
And I filled in a couple of holes in basketball, like I'll ever play them. But it's like 93, 94, and 94. It might have actually been the 2 Jordan-less seasons for the Bulls. But if I want to replay the Knicks and the Rockets and those 82-78 championship games.
Nice.
I could. Yeah. And I'm going to get a couple. I'm going to give Strat some money. I got 85, 86 for basketball. I've got 18,000 replays going on projects I'll never finish. It's already too many, plus the Roberto stuff, plus what I'm doing on the stream. But I'm really intrigued by the 61-62 NBA season. And
really?
You can put up the, it's just a long story thing because I know your eyes are going to gloss over here.
You've been talking baseball for 45 minutes. I've done enough glossing.
But we had a guest, and so that's what he was there for.
Yep.
You were a good sport. We did try to talk Dallas hockey, okay? So
I saw that, and I woke up.
I thought of you. I just don't want to be accused of being mean. Hurts my fifis. 61-62, which is the year that That's true. You can't mod. Actually, you can. You can put in player pictures. You can put in chord images too, right? For Strat.
Yes, you can put in. Yep, they're smaller. The hockey one's a little bit bigger than the basketball. Basketball's like a half court.
Have you met my cat?
Oh boy.
What's coming up? Anyway, thank you. Go ahead, poke me. I know you want to. Yeah, Dave had a sparkle in his eyes for about 10 seconds.
Yeah. If you're playing the FACs, I had 2 decks too. Either that or I would shuffle them the end of the periods or whatever it is, because you know what, Tim, what I do is I have the hybrid method where I use the fast action cards for everything except to determine the random number, if you follow that. Okay. So you
don't need the pretzels.
I flip for time. I roll the dice, and so I use the dice chart to determine scoring chances and penalties. Then I go to everything. So the only thing I use the dice for is obviously the opening rolls to determine the offense and the defense and who's in net. And then on the scoring, when I want that random number, that's when I toss the dice. So I use that method instead of the fast action cards. But aside from that, I go fast action all the way.
Yep. Turbocharge is right. You can't create teams. You can draft teams, but you can't modify players and stats. You got to go based on the cards that you have. I thought you could make your own draft teams and stuff like that. Get the Flowbee. Her hair is too short to Flowbee. Anyway, back to 61-62. That's the year that Wilt Chamberlain averaged 50 points a game. 50. The Celtics were the first NBA team to win 60 games. And Oscar Robertson from the Cincinnati Royals, or Cincinnati, averaged a triple-double.
Oh, really nice.
Yeah, so it really was, I think, an underrated season. Of course, you know it. Actually, talking about Hershey, that's the year that Wilt Chamberlain scored 100, put 100 on the Knicks in Hershey.
Yeah.
For the Philadelphia Warriors. So I'll probably grab that. I don't know if I'll grab a baseball season or not, or fill up my hockey collection or whatever. But that was a great season. So I'll probably grab that and play some, because I was playing the other day. We did a quarter of between the 2018-19 Lakers and Celtics, and it was fun. You know, that's the point. But I've got so much stuff going on.
I do too. I'm playing it. I just set up that whole new Ice Cats project. I still got the Braves and regular season basketball. I just set up the Champions tournament for Kill the Power Play. That's why I've been trying to do some of the quicker play stuff. I really try to do that. Yeah, I mean,
I understand.
Yep, it's limited. It really is limited. But you know, I prefer to play the cards and dice with utility for hockey. I like that. You know, basketball. I played the other day basketball. I loved the basketball. But now if I want to play those old seasons, I have to figure out. I think the only issue I have, it's like the passing, and then the defense. And so I looked, and so now I just have to find a way to convert the old cards to read a passing or a defensive rating is what I need to do. And I'm still trying to figure that out. So I think what I would probably do is have a chart. And just so if passing comes up, I'll roll the dice to see what the pass is. And I think it's either a turnover or a pass to an open player. So the turnovers are rare, you know, on that.
Yeah.
So
Mark, what gymnastics replay are you going to do? Because I have it. 76 was obviously the Nadia and all those 10s in Montreal. Or Mary Lou in 84. Yep. You know, that's not the Braves team. Yeah, that Braves. You've made Apichatter's night.
Yeah. That's what I try to do. I'm here to please.
You young
Rat in the Geico commercial. Well, the problem is there's 2 versions of Rat right now. You got
is there?
Yeah, I think the singer and one of the guitar players has a version of Rat, and the drummer has a version of Rat, and I don't know where the bass player is, and one of the guitar players died. So there's, you know, when Rat goes on tour, it's like, okay, which Rat am I seeing? Because they're all fighting over the name.
That's the same thing for ELO. They stole the name right from Jeff Lynne, and so Jeff Lynne had to redo it. So Jeff Lynne's ELO. Take a look behind Dave's shoulder. Actually a 72 Olympic gymnastic replay for Sports Game Journal. For a quick game, it was fun. Cool. Olga Corbett, who was the thrill of victory there for a little while.
Nadia Comaneci.
And you can listen to her theme every day at 12:30.
I did when I was a
Channel 4.
kid. We had a little record player as a kid, and we used to get all the 45s for Christmas, and I got Nadia's theme.
Really? I'm sure you were thrilled about getting that, Mr. Rush.
Oh, she was kind of, when I was a kid, she was like smoking. I'm sorry. I was like 6 and I was 7. Like, well, she's smoking. That's like my first crush. Yeah.
The judges thought she was a 10 and Bart Connor found her to be. Yeah, they've been married a long time. And she no longer speaks English or American English with a European accent.
Oh, nice. Buffalo Braves. Yeah. I've had some fun with my Buffalo Braves. I really have. So, but we should wrap this up here so Ron can do his football. Like I said, we want to get a small.
To Don Shula tonight in a few minutes. And replaying Super Bowl 7 between the Dolphins and the Redskins. It will be Bob Greasy at quarterback. I had to look that up. And you know what? And I'll talk about this when we do the game open too. The Dolphins were, I think Nadia stole it from The Young and the Restless.
Yeah.
My favorite junior high soap opera. Believe it or not, the Dolphins went into that game 16-0. Okay, so they went through the regular season 14-0, and they'd won their divisional playoff game in Pittsburgh, by the way. No, they won the AFC Championship in Pittsburgh because it was all done on a rotational basis. So they didn't actually have home field. They were only a 1-point favorite over the Redskins in that Super Bowl.
What was it, 14-7?
14-7. But imagine that. They were 16-0, and they were a 1-point favorite.
Those Super Bowls were so low scoring back then. It was really something else.
The mid-70s football is
tough. Yeah.
Yep. Big time. Olga versus Kathy Rigby. All right. So I'll be on in a few minutes. We're going to go on about 7:45.
All right.
But yeah, that was, I was surprised. I knew he was 90. Dave wanted me to do the snowplow game.
I think you should do the snowplow game.
We'll not do the snowplow game tonight. You want the snowplow?
See this? I got a quarter.
Do you seriously think I'm that desperate, Gardner? Yes, he does.
I'll be like the guy. Zzz, I got you $1. Almost had it. So we're gonna jump out here. Thanks for everybody tuning in. Thanks for Craig that joined us tonight to talk about his baseball game and the Diamond Journal on his Kickstarter there. If you want to go check that out, please check that out. And we'll be back tomorrow. Probably, I think Ron has baseball at noon. We'll have our show. It's probably another short show tomorrow night because Ron wants to do
for the opening.
If the golf comes out tomorrow night, Ron's going to do some Action PC golf for us. And a lot of people asking for the snowplow game. Snowplow.
Don Shula became a coach at 28 years old.
Really?
Yep. 2 years in college, and then he was the defensive coordinator for the Lions in 62, the year they upset the Packers on Thanksgiving. That was his defense that stymied Bart Starr. We'll get into that during the game. Yeah. All these things have given away now from the extensive research that I did while Sarah was making dinner.
Okay. All right, so we're going to jump out here. Thanks for tuning in tonight. Hope to see everybody tomorrow at some point. And that was a Monday night game. Which one was? Oh, what was it? No,
Snowplow was a Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, Sunday afternoon. It was 82, I think.
In front of 5 people at Foxborough.
Yeah, was that 3-0? 3-0.
Yeah, that's a 3-0 game. Yeah,
that would be fun to play.
The only reason why John Smith scored is because of the snowplow.
Oh yeah, John Smith couldn't kick anyway, but yeah.
And if Shula didn't have the fatal heart attack, then he
got the last laugh eventually. So
yeah.
So, all right. Thanks everybody that showed up tonight. We'll catch everybody tomorrow. Hopefully my doctor calls me here in the morning so I get that out of the way.
God, you'd feel better about things.
Yeah, and then I can find out what I'm gonna do with that. Maybe get it out of the way now while we have some downtime, and then maybe I can. I want to do some streaming tomorrow, or at least record and get some stuff up for one of my projects. So Bruce and Laura, thank you so much.
Thanks, Jamie.
Yeah,
Greasy
thank you so much.
started the Super Bowl, so Greasy gets the start.
So
that's right.
Well, Joe, now 7:31. We got to get going so Ron can do his thing.
All
We'll
right.
talk to everybody tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.